And welcome to this video. This is Aya Adnan, a functional consultant at Solvait. This video is one of Solvait Dynamics 365 training series. In this video, we will discuss loans. We will start with an overview, then we will explain loan setup and loan transactions, and I will finally introduce you to loan reports. With loan transactions, you can save time and transaction costs and streamline loans processed by using Solvait Payroll to grant loan transactions. Let workers handle loan requests and access loan reports. To access loans, go to Solvait Payroll, then Loans. In this section, you will find loan transactions, loan requests, loan reports, and setup. Let's start by explaining loan setup, which is loan types. You can add a new loan type using New button, and you can delete the existing one using Delete button. Add the loan type, loan description, loan payment name if any, and then choose loan nature. It can be cash loan, it can be end of service loan, or advanced housing. Here you can choose the calculation method, whether it's amount or percentage. When it's an amount, you can find these fields are disabled. The percentage fields are disabled. However, the amount fields are enabled. The opposite will be when you choose percentage. When we choose percentage, these fields will be enabled, and the amount fields, these two amount fields will be disabled. The calculation method then can only be amount or percentage. Now here we can add it to a certain sub-cycle, payment sub-cycle, so that it can be paid outside the usual pay cycle. It can be paid in a sub-cycle, the same as done in overtime. Now let's move to the other section, which is calculation. In calculation section, we can define amount and settlements. The settings of amounts and settlements can be defined as follows. Here we choose the calculation ID in which it will be calculated. And then we choose formula multiplier so that the loan will be multiplied by this amount. So if we choose, for example, if I change this to basic salary, and then I change this to 2, that means it will be basic salary times 2. This is the loan value. Also, I can define the minimum value and maximum value that it can be taken. I can also define the maximum number and minimum number of months for settlements. And also, we can define the minimum and maximum settlement allowable amount. As I said before, when we choose this amount, we will be able to choose the amount. If we choose percentage, we will be able to choose the minimum and maximum percentage. Here we can choose if the user can change the calculated amount or not. Now, for the validation, we have some fields related to the validation of loans. Here we choose this loan type when the user is eligible to take this loan type, after hiring date or after probation date. If after hiring date, after how many months is he eligible to take the loan? If he chooses probation date, after how many months is he eligible to take the loan? Validation, which is we can define if loan start date should be after loan date. In months, we can define how many months it should be after that. and we can leave it empty so that it can be any date. Another validation, allow to be taken while other loans are taken from the same type. So when the user take one loan type and then he takes another loan in the same type, is it allowable or not? We can choose it from here. This is for the same loan type and this validation for other loan types. So is he allowed to take other loans with other types or not? We can choose it from this validation. Here we can choose if the value should not exceed the end of service compensation. Finally, we can add the employee grades that are allowed to take this type of loan. So we added daily, default, G management, grade 1, FT. All these grades are the grades that are allowed to take the loan. And also, there are also other loans here, other employee grades, new grade, all these grades. We can add and remove. And also, we can grant it to all grades using this button, add all grades. So any employee with any grade can take this type of loan. Let's take another example, the end of service loan. Here we choose, the difference is we choose the loan nature to be end of service loan. Here we choose, for example, percentage for calculation method. We can notice here that we can add the minimum and maximum percentage and the amount fields are disabled. Now we are done with the loan setup. Let's go to create a new transaction and see the transaction details. Click on Loan Transactions in Loan. Here you can find on the loan transactions in this grid. I think my voice was a little bit low, so I will repeat this sentence. Go to Solvait Payroll, then go to Loan Transactions. You can find in this grid all the loan transactions that are already created. Click on Employee Loans to create a new loan transaction. Choose the worker ID. I will search for Smith and then choose it. Then choose the loan type, cash loan. For example, I will make it on April 13 and start deduction the same day. And then the loan value is automatically calculated. I can change it to be 3,000 or make it 2,000, for example. I can here add the monthly installment or the number of settlement months. If I choose or write the monthly installment, number of settlement months will be calculated automatically. Or the opposite, when I choose or write the number of settlement months, the monthly installment will be calculated automatically. So I will write one of these fields and the other one will be automatically calculated. So I will write 12 months. Here we have a restriction that the number of settlement months is greater than what it should be as in the loan type setup. So this is a restriction validation that we just saw in the setup of cash loan. So let's make it 1000 and make the number of settlements to be 100. The same restriction, let me go to the loan cash loan, view details, and see the number of settlements in this cash loan. Now let's go back here. So the minimum number of monthly installment and number of settlement months. We have a maximum number of settlement months, 12 months, and we have minimum number of settlement months, 1 month, regardless of how many monthly installment. So I will just write 12 here. It will calculate for me that it's 83 monthly installment. I can also write the opposite as I mentioned before. I can here write the purpose of the loan. For example, I will write it's a car loan. Now I click on save. I will find that loan deductions has been distributed on 13 months according to your settings. Here we can find the installments based on the months, starting from the date we started calculating the month. Deduction started from 13 April and then continued until all the installments are done. This month, additional month, is added because we need to be it need to be calculated over these months. In other words, there are some left digits after distributing the amount over 12 months. When we change the amount to, for example, 11 months, then it will be distributed over 11 months with no need to add additional month. So I will save it now and check it with you. We can see that it's being distributed over 11 months with no additional month, with the amount 90.91 for all months starting from April and ending with February 2022. So, if there are some left digits after distributing the amount over the months, there will be an added month to pay these digits. Now, there is an option to edit loan payment by cancelling one of these installments. So it can be cancelled, and when we cancel this installment, there is two options to be cancelled. We either cancel it and pay it with an additional month or distribute this cancelled month amount over all the months. So these are the allowed options. Click on Edit Loan Payments and select the installment you need to cancel. Once you select the installment, for example, I will select this installment. The first option, cancel the loan installment by clicking on Update to distribute the value of this loan installment over all the other months. The second option is to cancel the loan by clicking on Insert to insert the loan installment as a final month. There is also an option to just cancel the loan without paying it by clicking on the cancel button right here. So you just cancel it by clicking on cancel and it will be cancelled directly. The second option we have is to pay early settlement. You just need to select one of the installment and make pay early settlement and choose the method of payment. For example, I will choose here cash and click on OK. It will be paid directly and a journal number will be created automatically after being paid. And we will notice that paid and paid directly are selected here. We can also choose if the loan is paid with salary or not by clicking this option. To post the loan to pay cycle, we click here on Submit as Ready or click on Loan and then Submit as Ready to be posted in pay cycle. It will be yes here. There is an option in the grid from outside the loan to unpost this posted loan so that we can edit it again and calculate it again. There is a certain setup in the parameters related to loan to specify the percent of loan deductions. From setup here, click on parameters. In general payroll parameters, you will find a section for loans that allow you to specify the allowed percent for monthly settlement of total salary. You can specify the percent, any percent you want, so that it can be allowed here. Now we are done with loan setups and transactions. I will introduce you to loan reports. Here in the loans section, click on loan reports. These are the loan reports. There is a separate video that explains the reports in details, but in this video I will only introduce you to the loan reports. For example, we have this loan transactions that displays all the transactions for employees. We have other loan transaction that display it as a list. There is also a separate report that displays only loan settlements and their details. So it depends on the requirements. You click on and choose the needed report. So I will show you an example of the loan transaction now. This is the filtrations you can add to the loans. You can here choose the loan transaction ID and click OK. This is how the report looks like. We can find all the information related to this transaction ID that we selected. We can find the installments, we can find the dates, we can find the employee, if it's posted, if it's submitted as ready, and we can also export it as these formats, PDF, Word, Excel, and so on. This is an example of the loan reports. Now we are done with loans. Thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to see you in the next video.